Hi, so last week I took my son. I really wanted to do this video, but I couldn't because my voice was gone and now it's back. So last week I took my son for his checkup on Friday, and he was supposed to also get his meningitis vaccine, but yeah, he didn't get it. So we have been having, well, he had a cold and he was still coughing by the time we were going for the vaccine. So the doctor said it would be better not to give him the vaccine because then you don't know if he gets any reaction. You don't know if it's the cold or if it's because of the vaccine. So he normally just, if the child has had fever in the last 1 week, he just doesn't do any vaccines until the child is better, which makes sense. So on my way back, I met one of these people who I really try to avoid. I just don't have the energy for these people who, I mean, fine, I've accepted that some people are against vaccines, every single vaccine, like every single one, not just COVID, but every single one. I've accepted that. What I don't understand is why they just can't accept that some of us are still okay with uh, vaccines. So this woman, it's me, and she's like, "Oh, you look horrible." I was like, "Yeah, I have this flu, and yeah." So, but anyway, on my way home, we are going to go get into bed and sleep the whole day. And then she tells me, "Ah, okay." And then she was like, yeah, so where were you? Then I was like, oh, we just came from the doctors. And she's like, oh, I hope you're not vaccinating this poor baby. I was like, what do you mean, poor baby? This is my baby. Came from inside me. Until he's 18, I'm making all the decisions. So what do you mean, poor baby? She's like, oh, they're poisoning children with all these things. I'm like, hey, my brother had meningitis, and I can tell you that thing really, really messed his life up. If I can avoid any of my children getting that, I do not want any of my kids ever getting meningitis. I'm telling you, that thing is bad. He was in hospital forever. Well, it felt like forever. And the side effects, he's still living with the side effects. I mean, that was over 30 years ago. Yeah, I think it was over 30 years. It was, yeah, probably around 30 years ago, but he's still living with the side effects until now. So I do not really, it's not something that I would want my child to experience. So then she goes through all this tantrum of telling me how she has an amazing pediatrician for her grandchild. Her grandchild has an amazing pediatrician who does not vaccinate, who does not, and I'm like, okay, fine. I just want to know the name of your pediatrician, because I think that is a stupid guy, and I do not. I just don't care. What you choose to do with your child is fine. Just keep your child away from my child, and keep your child away from me, and keep your child away from, well, every other person. Just, put them in some vacuum somewhere. But I just don't understand. She kept me there. I felt like slapping her, except I had a flu and I was too weak to do it. And she just kept going and going and going. And then I get into the tram, and it's a good thing that I didn't do this video that day because guess what? She calls me this morning. That's how I remembered to do this. She calls me this morning and tells me, oh, you infected me with your flu. And I'm like, yes! I was busy feeling so bad because I don't know why I registered for the flu vaccine, but I forgot the day I was supposed to get. Either I forgot or they never sent me the confirmation email, because normally it should come to my phone. I remembered when I got the flu. That's when I remembered. Oh man, I didn't get the flu vaccine this year, and then so I remember telling her that. I remember telling her that I have the worst flu ever, and I haven't had a flu this bad since the last time that I did not take a flu vaccine. So then she was like, you take that poisonous thing, da, 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 da. And now she's telling me how bad she feels and everything, because she claims she never gets the flu because she's so healthy and everything. And I just felt so good. I mean, I kept myself to myself, tried as much as possible not to go anywhere, tried not to infect anybody, anything, but I was that was such a satisfying thing that this woman, yep, she felt like she was the, yeah, creme de la creme. But I don't think I infected her with anything. I was wearing a mask the whole time. She wasn't wearing a mask. And yeah, so But anyway, with the amount of flu going around Geneva, it's possible that she got it from somebody else. But I just felt so relieved and so happy about her getting the flu. Yeah, that's me just being mean. Well, that sounds so mean when I say it out loud. But I mean, she basically called me something bad. I mean, how do you tell a mother that she's putting poison in her kid's body? Come on, you leave your kids to pick up their own viruses and build their own immune system. I'm going the scientific way. Let's live the way we want to live. Okay, bye bye.